Hello, it's Kiko here, and today we'll be talking about S331, quote, a bill to remove the use restrictions on certain land transferred to Rockingham County, Virginia, and for other purposes. This is introduced by Senator Tim Kaine, Democrat of Virginia, who many will recognize as the vice presidential candidate with Hillary Clinton. And the reason I'm covering this, despite it being from Rockingham County, which most people, if you're not from Virginia, probably has never heard of, is that I found the contents of this bill rather interesting. It's a short bill, definitely doesn't call much attention to it, but if you didn't dig deeper, it would seem a bit weird. Now, I saw that it was allowing or removing restrictions on a certain section of land, and I wanted to find out what that land was for. So let's just go through the bill really quickly. It won't take as much time. The bill to remove the use restrictions on certain land transferred to Rockingham County, Virginia, for other purposes. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress assembled. Section 1, removal of uses of restriction. Public Law 101, 479, 104, Statute 1158 is amended, 1 by striking Section 2D, and 2 by adding the following new section at the end. Section 4, removal of use restriction. A. The approximately 1 acre portion of land referred to in Section 3 that is used for purposes of a child care center as authorized by this Act shall not be subject to the use restriction imposed in the deed referred to in Section 3. B. Upon enactment of this section, the Secretary of Interior shall execute an instrument to carry out the subsection A. So when I saw, shall not be subject to the use restrictions for child care center, it piqued my interest. So I Googled it. I found what they were talking about. It was from the 101st Congress in 1990. And this is what they were talking about. To allow a certain parcel of land in Rockingham County, Virginia to be used for a child care center. And if we go back to this, it says it's going to strike Section 2D, which means remove this section, which is Section 2, subsection D. It's going to remove this part. And this says, if the county, pursuant to this act, authorizes use of lands for a child care center, the county shall include information concerning such use in the biennial reports to the Secretary of the Interior, required under the terms of the conveyance of the lands to the county by the United States, and shall also provide a copy of such information to appropriate officials of the United States and the Commonwealth of Virginia responsible for implementation of laws concerning the operation of child care centers. This basically says that you no longer have to report how this land is being used to, as far as I can tell, anyone. It means you no longer have to really monitor what is being done at this child care center. Now that's, rather simply put, but basically it says you don't have to create biennial reports. You don't have to include the information from this in biennial reports to the Secretary of the Interior. You don't have to provide a copy of the information to appropriate officials of the United States, of the federal government, and the Commonwealth of Virginia, or the state of Virginia, responsible for implementation of laws concerning the operation of child care centers. So these what they're saying is appropriate officials, as they're saying the people who make sure that child care centers are being run properly. And so he's basically saying you no longer have to tell the people monitoring our child care centers that about what's going on there, which I thought was rather strange. And also add Section 4 to the end, so it would just be put on the bottom right here. The approximately 1 acre portion of land referred to in Section 3 that is used for purposes of a child care center as authorized by this Act shall not be subject to the use restriction imposed in the deed referred to in Section 3. Let's just check Section 3. The land referred to in Sections 1 and 2 is comprised of approximately 3.03 acres of land transferred by the United States on April 11th, 1989 to the County of Rockingham, Virginia, in deed book number 953 at page 600 together with improvements thereon. Yeah, it says, it's strange, it says approximately 1 acre portion, but here it says 3.03 acres. Perhaps it's referring to a 1 acre section of that. Upon enactment of the section, the Secretary of Interior shall execute an instrument to carry out subsection A. All right, that is that bill. I'm a bit concerned, but then again, I'm just a kid.